Greetings, Saroth the Mage, streaming. Welcome to the Terror Dome. It's my new bowl. Or should I say, my adapted bowl. It's actually a singing bowl. I put water in it and it's clean. It doesn't look clean, it's just the bowl. And I use that in the West. It's just a quick half-hour pop in. I've been away for like 3 days. Yeah, wearing the glasses as you can see. Teeth looking terrible. As usual, groovy. Did you know that Baal is summoned by watching porn? For he is the god of sex and licentiousness, saith the internet man. I think we suffer from a great lack of meaning in Western society, mainstream Western society. With the jobs and the cars and the adverts and the department stores. Well, it's global now, of course. And I do think that we are witnessing some kind of ending. But like I say, the artistic imagination always trembles on the edge of the apocalypse. I've claimed that quote as mine because, hey David, how's it going, man? I'm very relaxed and low energy tonight, excuse me. I had planned to, hey Nine, how's it going? Look, you're a moderator, Nine. David, you can be one as well, mate. Would you mind? Is that okay? He's a Moses as well. Greetings, guys. Yeah, it's just a quick one tonight because I have been away for about 3 days now. I'm trying to do these every day after, well, in between my ritual. So like I say, you are now sitting in the energies of a daily Theoricus formula rituals, which includes the lesser banishing Kabbalistic cross, lesser banishing pentagram ritual, invocation of the 4 powers of air, invocation of Saturn, because today is a Saturday, Ararita, and all that. And it's like, oh my God, it's like 7 minutes past 3 in the morning. But thankfully, I have the weekend off, thank God. And my good friend, my magical partner, in fact, is coming through tomorrow. Yeah, David, I love you. I saw you. See, I'm in all the chats and all, so I see all your lovely comments, and it's absolutely inspiring. I really, truly love you all. Saroth the Mage digs you special. These are really beautiful cards, don't you think? Where are you, Zimosis, the Manifester? It's a good name, by the way. Manifestation is what it's all about. I'm trying to have a look at your little, what do you call them, icons there. 9, do you mind asking? I can't actually tell. Are you male or female? Not that it matters at all. I'm just interested. Do you see a male that you never know? Cheers, David. You make the greatest guys in chat, don't you? God, my teeth are looking exceptionally bad tonight. I'll just have to. Yeah, I guess you were the Moses. 9, what about you? Magician card. It's just the first one on the deck there. So what was I going to say? I actually just popped in. Partly it was in response to chat on CW's show the other day. I was on the bus and then kind of hiding in work for 15 minutes. So a lot of people said hello, and it looked like I was totally ignoring them and only picking out certain people, but it was just who I was there. I watched it back, that's all, and I get upset if I think I've ignored anyone. Has anybody heard the song Season of Love by a band called Katma? It's great. It's playing in my head right now. Yeah, so where will we go tonight? See, I've actually come on having no idea what to talk about. Magic is for those who find vicarious art kicks too slow. What does that mean, Saroth? I think it means that it's usually artists and stuff that are into magic. I actually practicing magic, I think. Art is a magical practice in itself, isn't it? Because you're taking things that aren't already put together, like the unmanifest, and then making them into reality, you know? So a painting is a primitive form of magic. It's the Golden Dawn, David. Golden Dawn, Robert Wang is really regarded. I think that the Atus are absolutely beautiful. I think I've got them all at the front here. They're like quite naive, but just gorgeous. Temperance, for instance. This is like the when I do the, you know, you've got your 4 archangels. If anybody doesn't know, when you're doing the lesser banishing and pretty much before you start any Golden Dawn thing, you do a thing called a Kabbalistic cross, where you're drawing down astral light, whatever you call it. You could call it ki, you could call it even orgone energy. Nobody really knows, do we? So you're pulling it in, blah, 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 and there's 4 archangels, each east, west, north, and south. And traditionally, you would do like 4 male angels, but I think you're better to. So I do male Raphael, big long hair, golden hair, because yellow is the color of air. And then at west, I do pretty much that, a beautiful woman in a blue costume with water pouring like that, an Aquarius, and I'm also an Aquarian. 2 Davids. My real name is very common as well. There's about 1 million. So Saroth is much better for magical purposes. It's not, you know, you can't go to the astral realm called Joe Smith. It's just not suitable. Yeah, and then in the west, I imagine a sort of Horus type warrior figure in a red garment, because everything has a color, a scent, da, 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 da. And then in the north, I imagine a beautiful sort of woodland nymphish type female, pretty hot. Sarmad, yeah, I like that. Sar, so that must mean something, because the name actually, I mean, channeling, what is it? It's really just deeply meditating and then listening to yourself, even if it gets, in fact, the more ridiculous it gets sometimes, and recording it and then listening back. And yeah, Israel Regardie, yeah, he designed it and Robert Wang wrote it. Painted it. Yeah. So what was I saying there again? Magical names, yeah. It first came through in a channel as Sarok with a C at the end. And then in a later one, it was like, oh, you should modify it to TH at the end, because TH became, it's hard to describe just now, but the name of our Facebook group, and really, I guess it's kind of a little mini magical order, but it's only got about 5 real members. And there's 2,000 people on the Facebook. That's what I mean. The Facebook groups aren't good for like doing what I would kind of like to do in a way, but then I pull back from it. But it's not like I want to teach anybody magic, but I would like to do magic with other people and then compare notes, because Jesus, since I took that trip before summer, that would have been sort of autumn. No, sorry, spring. And then the big 3, just early summer, ending in the solstice, and then the daily magical rituals, and it's put me in a completely different place. Indeed, yes. Yeah, it would be cool, you know, because it really helps. I think if you were just on your own doing it from a book every day, you might get discouraged pretty quickly. But because I had my ex-girlfriend, weirdly enough, and no, it wasn't Tantra, unfortunately, but we kept each other going, because we would do it together, we would do rituals together, and we've created a whole, I wouldn't say a whole system, but we've got the guts of an early system, which doesn't use, it uses more Egyptian god forms like Thosis, Thoth, Isis, So the male and the female polarities. Is magic is all about balancing, isn't it? Balancing, integrating, making harmonious that which was chaotic, making chaotic that which was harmonious. Love, evolve, revolve is a famous Thoth slogan. This is all neuro-linguistic programming, by the way. You are now governed by the god Thosis. That's not really, I wouldn't do that to you guys. So, yeah, so what are you saying then, chat? Do you want to do a magic thing with Saroth the Mage? Tell all your friends they can go my way. It's a lot of fun, but you might need to buy just one book. This is the one I use. Hey, Alistair, moderator in the house. How's it going, Alistair? I've got a little note about you. It's a good one. It's like you know your astrology, don't you, Alistair? I think you made an astrological point about that energy dip, and I can't see numbers. For me are extremely difficult. I don't know what it is. I was good at English and art at school, but numbers and stuff. Yeah, it is such a patriarchal male system, and as long as the skeleton of the ritual, it just seems to still work. Although I must say that there is something powerful about the Yote Bate and the traditional god names unless I banish it. Yeah, let's excellent. Yeah, see, I'm already doing in 4 weeks what it took me 2 years not to be able to do on Facebook, which was to get people to do a little bit of magic together. And I honestly think if one, this whole thing about the collaborating, the third mind. So it is, if you get a group egregore and a healthy group egregore, this is important because all these old orders, like, there's so many splinters, Thelemic and Golden Dawn mainly are the Western magical traditions. And they're just riddled with fakes, phonies, and hey, Speculum, Ninish, darling, how are you? Beautiful to see you on this. It feels like Friday night for me, but it's like 3 o'clock Saturday morning. So it's still Friday night for you guys, isn't it? Well, I hope you're having a nice glass of wine or an alcoholic beverage, perhaps, or a little smoke of an organic cigarette. And so nice of you to drop by. In fact, just for you, Speculum Nish, I'm going to bang me gong. I've got it sounding. Last time I was hitting it, when I listened back, it sounded like hitting a tin with a fork. That's a bit better, isn't it? Yay, I'm very happy to have you catching my live stream. I'm happy to have anybody catching my live streams. Beautiful sound. And sound is such an important component of magic. Something I didn't really find in the Neophyte and Zealot was just how powerful the voice is, and I think it's because I've had to work quietly here because I've got a neighbour and the walls are very, very thin. So I mean, he's going to think I'm a super freak anyway. He must think I have very elaborate conversations with myself, and also the and the oh. But the human voice is a very powerful thing, and as I get older, my voice is getting so you can make your whole body vibrate if you do it properly. I read somewhere that after a ritual, you should be like sweating and shaking from exhaustion. And to be honest, sometimes at the Zealoter ones, when I was really zealous, weirdly enough, I would be like, because you just throw your whole energy in it, and that's the whole thing. It's investing energy in something without lust of result. But it's working. So that's good. I really, I don't want to just go on and on and on tonight. I want to quit while I'm ahead, but since you're all in the house. Oh yes, Alistair, you do so you do astrology? Because I think we need, I need some astrological advice on various magics and stuff. So if we're going to form a little Magick working Magick group, perhaps. I mean, nothing sinister to start with. Just maybe the pentagram rituals stuff. We'll think up stuff as we go along, or I'll try and think up stuff. You know. Yeah. So that's Ace Alistair. So you can be our astrologer then. Excellent. So I've got loads of notes, but as usual, they're all yeah. So I've been thinking a lot about this shadow side, the reverse of the tree of life and the cliff off and what demons are and stuff, and kind of subscribing more to the psychological model, which is that it's all inside us. There's, it's really questionable whether there are actual entities lurking out there with personalities and names and attributions. Although sometimes I'll slither on this one. Tomorrow it'll be different, but they are unintegrated parts of our being, I believe. I mean, a lot of people believe that. It's not. I didn't think it up. But a great way of getting these demons is to actually treat them as actual demons instead of these abstract memories and guilts and bad things that have happened in the past. Or, everybody has had some kind of life experiences that will cause these little cracks in the mirror of the soul, or whatever you would call it. So magic is a really good way of gaining control over your imaginal life and getting in there and fixing things practically. So the next day when you wake up, you feel less burdened and changed. I mean, you cannot imagine a more burdened person than I was just exactly this time last year when I was trying to kick the benzos for the second time unsuccessfully. And the year before that, I'd also, it seems, 2 summers in a row I've tried to do it. So it takes me about a year to get it'll be probably Christmas this year. So by God, I'll be needing your help then. But one of the positive effects it had was that I was very addicted. So I was dissociating. I couldn't really figure out what was going on. Everything felt slightly unreal, like a nightmarish, feverish quality to everything. But it showed me that when with doing the Zealot or Magick as well, which is a great catalyst for change, that I suspected that there was no core personality here at all. That it was just layers of programming and instinct and nature and nurture, and where is the real Saroth the Mage and all that? I don't know. I still don't know the answer. I'm not about answers. It's about questions, and to get the answers to questions, you have to go higher up to your higher self, your holy guardian angel, even. You should certainly strive for it. I don't follow Thelema, as you know, but I do. I've adopted a lot of Thelemic concepts. The main problem I have with Thelema is Thelemites, and the way they practice it, and they've interpreted it. And some of the book a lot I'm not keen on either. And some of Crowley's behaviour, obviously, but like I say, you've got to separate the man from the work, or nobody, you would, I mean, all artists are degenerates, let's face it. Me too. So yeah, that's probably about it, really. I think there was one other thing I want to talk about. Look at your notes again. Oh yes, the power of the shadow. Yeah. So now that I've discovered, it was kind of on that big the Saroth the Mage mushroom trip. Yes, exactly. Crowley didn't want a bunch of. Well, sometimes he said he kind of did want to form a religion and stuff, but he certainly didn't want Crowley clones. And exactly, his whole message was do magic, get your own practice, write your own books, climb your own mountains, don't vicariously live through me. If you're vicariously living through anybody, that's the opposite of magic. Magic is being as individual as you can within a framework, or even without a framework when you're at home. You can do anything you like as long as it's consenting adults at home. Yeah, I totally agree. So Magick is a great psychological tool that really, and I don't know why. I wish I knew why, because it's basically, like I say, a mixture of movement, the actual physical drawing of the symbols, pentagrams, hexagrams, sigils, visualization, so you can see something that isn't actually there in your mind's eye, but is actually there because you just put it there. Also, sound is a component, so that all these things have to be working in synchronicity. No, it's not synchronicity. All these things have to be working at the same time. I think a lot of it is to do with, especially with the Golden Dawn, there's a lot of stuff that you have to write down and remember. And, you wouldn't get through a ritual without several of these sheets. So it's a lot of stuff to be doing while you're doing other things. So I think it's actually like a distraction for the psychic sensor, that the conscious mind, which is only really concerned with eating, sleeping, surviving. Your higher functions are pretty much asleep all day. Yeah, Jung is the master, a mixture of him, and I have to say, with reservations, the dark genius who is Jordan Peterson has been quite influential on Saroth the Mage. His exploration of and it's usually the male psyche, isn't it? And this is something I'm glad I've got at least one lady in. My magical partner, Lato, she is a woman, and she just, a lot of Western magic is just so repellent to her because it's so obviously women just they're not given the same status. So she's very into the goddess tradition, and so am I. I've got Isis tattooed on my arm, and actually, I wish I'd taken them over. Somebody sent me the most beautiful, because I'd expressed a view in the Isis, an interest in Isis. He sent me these original, like pamphlets that they would give out to priests and priestesses of this ISIS organization in Ireland, and they were signed. Yeah, he is. He's good. He's very good. They were signed by this woman, Olivia, who it's a very famous order in Clonach Castle, I think, in Ireland. So I don't know if this particular person watches, but Bob, God bless you. Isis bless you. Thosis bless you if you are watching, because that was an incredibly generous and kind thing to do, and I'll respond. Oh, but you didn't send your address, of course. Generous people never do. You'll notice. So yeah, we're just rolling. But it has been a fantastic summer. See, I get blown off course. Yeah, she has, unfortunately. Yeah, she was born in, I think, it wasn't 1947, was it? Because that's the year of all sort of, might have been. Hey, Lisa! Hey! Around them, and they're treating the Book of the Law, Liber Al, as a holy text, and then they're interpreting the text. And I just think they've got the wrong barbecuing. Hey, Lisa! Oh, you lucky! It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I don't even have any milk for my coffee because I was so tired I didn't go to the shop. So I'm drinking black coffee, man, and you're having a barbecue. Excellent. Beautiful, in fact. I'm going to need more coffee soon as well, so I probably will sign off. See, I've skipped about a million subjects, but that's what you've grown to know and expect. Yeah, the shadow side. I just got the idea that once you embrace the idea of your shadow and don't hide parts of your personality off from yourself, you get I once had an experience, and it was actually one of the closest thing to a demonic thing that's ever happened to me, and it was 2 summers ago while I was doing the Zealot grade Magick. and I was coming off the benzos really quite heavily by this point, and somebody had given me a little bit of, well, it wasn't such a little bit, it was like a big bud, basically. And for some reason, it's not, well, I ended up having a very, very strong, super organic cigarette. And I just had a kind of, I don't think I'd had a joint for a while, and with the lack of all the good chemicals in my brain, because they all get stripped out, I was left just a shaking mess of paranoia and fear. And I basically started going through all the weird guilts and things that I'd gone through. And I thought, oh my God, you did this then, and you did this then, what a terrible person. And then, honestly, the voice, the dialogue that you have in your, it started to become really demonic. And I was in the bed, and it ended up sounding like it was coming from way over the other side of the room. And I was like, you there, very scary, very demonic, and I was actually trembling with fear. And this is true, I would never lie. And I actually was so scared I just had to kind of crawl under the covers and just make it go away. But that is, the magic will bring these things up, but you've got to bring them up. Hello, Rakshamoose, welcome, sir. Wow, gosh, another star-studded lineup. Can't believe it. I haven't even washed my face today. I have to say, in fact, I don't have to say it. Don't have to say anything, do we? So yeah, I'm not going to be here for long because I've just run out of coffee and my smoke's out. It was just popping in because I haven't done a stream for a couple of days now. I'm worried I'm going to lose all you lovely subscribers. My 90,000 I'm on now, so that's pretty good. And with analytics, does anybody trust Google Analytics? Because mine go up and down, up and down, up and down. I think they're suppressing me, guys. So yeah, it's the shadow that has the real power. It ties in with Carlos Castanada's idea of, thank you, of the Nagual. And that is just the unmanifest, isn't it? So for me, a magician's business as well, magician's aim is to be able to reach into the Nagual, the unmanifest, and pull out these beautiful things and then show culture. And culture goes, wow, that's great. That's rock and roll. That's an electric guitar. That is cubism. That is a jet engine. You know, that's where it comes from. There's a concept in the Kabbalah of four formative worlds, they're called. Azaluth, which is a very cool name, is the top one. You don't even get near that one at our earthly phase of existence. And I think it's, we're in Bria. No, the next one's Bria, then Yetzirah. Anyway, there's four bloody worlds, okay? And the next one up is like the world of sort of Platonic ideas. So the very notion of chair, actually, a guy called Lon Milo Duquette explains this a lot better in his Chicken Kabbalah, and he's also done a few podcasts on it. So it's a really good idea, actually, because it helps you kind of visualize where great ideas come from, and actually helps your creativity. That's what magic's really about, isn't it? It's boosting your creativity. It's becoming more you. Like I say, I actually spoke to the author of the book of the exercises, and he's really quite good. He's not like old-fashioned. He's a modern guy. He's a lot younger than me, actually. Liam Thomas Christopher. I'm not a sock account for the guy, but it's just a really good book. He posts on Facebook, and he does dive in, and he seems like a successful guy, but he doesn't post like genius. And I said to him, you know, for somebody that's been through that whole course, you think you'd be like levitating and just spontaneously creating things out of thin air. And he was like, no, it's not that at all. It's just you become more yourself. And he's obviously having a wonderful life. He's going skin diving in the Bahamas and all that. So that'll be me in a couple of years, guys. And the reason I'm sticking to this book is because I vowed to do it when I started way back there. However long ago I actually started the book, 3-4 years ago now. And when you say you're going to do something in life, you really have to try and do it. Hey, Broseph, man, how's it going? Yeah, Sage. Sage. I often think Maroth the Sage would be equally a good name. Yeah, Lon Milo is one of the best, most accessible and witty exponents of the lemma. He is amusing. Yeah, he's very funny actually. He's quite a funny guy. Oh, somebody was talking about it was Mod Wiz about how see this rune that I got. These two runes were after the Saroth the Mage psilocybin experience when I realised that I was indeed Saroth the Mage, and this was my current incarnation. And my mission remained to unite all the tribes of the world under a love and magic and beauty and worship of no one but ourselves and art and, no more tyranny, no more religion being crammed down our throats, no more adverts, no more inequality, poverty. And the human race has got the power to resolve all these issues. There's a few, I'm not even going to say there's a few evil men. We've all got to work on it. And I'm sure the Rothschilds and whoever else we're blaming at the moment are actually human beings. Or are they? Dum 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 dum. Yes, the inverted rune. I was watching Thomas Sheridan earlier, the lovely Thomas. So yeah, I kind of love to hate him in a way because he is really. The more I watch, he is very clued into magic. Some of the stuff he says is just silly. You see that one? Well, that is that. Excuse me. That's the CND setting, you see. And somebody said, "Oh yeah." Oh, it was Thomas Sheridan said today. He showed a picture of it the way up. It should be like that, and it's a protection rune. I can't remember its name. I'm not great. I just got told to do it in a trip by the mushrooms. It's protection, and somebody's turned it upside down and made it the CND sign, and think that might have been a deliberate thing. That's strange, isn't it? But Thomas Sheridan said it was a Nazi rune, and the Nazis didn't make up their own runes. They were Nordic runes, the same runes as these. Because we have to reclaim symbols, I think. Um, you can't. Yes, there is power in symbols, geometric forms, all that kind of stuff. So how's it going, everyone? Wow. So let me just call you all out. Lisa F. Speculum Nish. Brosif Brosamelli. Rakshamus. David Lux. Hold on. Who else was here? Alistair Lynch, yeah. Groovy. Oh, Zamoses. I think Zamoses is probably cut out. This is more, what do you call them? A collectors, a fans only. Yeah, we do need to reclaim them. We need to reclaim everything from all these rapidly dying white men. Fiat Lux, exactly. Lux is light. So David Lux is a beautiful name. And it's also the LVX, which is the formula that although you say E, O, it's the classic. So you're enacting a great drama and a myth every time you do that ritual because it's the dying god Osiris slain and the evil force, the adversary, the opposing force in Apophis, who is kind of set. Chat blinks out occasionally, I've noticed. And then you have Isis, the female principle, the restorer of Osiris. And so it's, that's Isis in mourning, kind of the triumph or the temporary triumph of the forces of darkness, and then the renewal of the light with Osiris risen. And that's why I do the, I just did it wrong with that. That's why I do the Osiris risen sign when I check in. Yeah, David Lux, it just sticks right away. Really? Lux, oh my God. Yeah, I love it. I might, will I ever have children? I don't know. Right, I'm honestly going to cut out, guys, because I'm running out of steam here. It's 20 to 4 in the morning. Also, it must have been through 333. I wonder if anybody commented right on 333. That'd be interesting. You can actually use like any numbers and any system and get meaning out of it if you break it down into like gematria and stuff. Um, you'll notice like 418's a number up and seeing like I actually left it on your page, Speculum Nin. And it was a Crowleyan number for the great work, which we are all embarked on now, whether we like it or not. It's a worldwide initiation. And I'm just riding the wave, and hopefully, so yeah, right symbols have been tainted. Yes, exactly. Yes, the swastika is a very powerful ancient symbol that's been around for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Three comment there you go. You see, I'm such a tobacco hound. So yeah, let there be light, people. Let there be light. And I honestly think a positive magical movement could be very effective. You know, one untainted by all that lodge stuff is so heavy and outdated now. And do we really need? Do we need to keep these valuable techniques secret? Shouldn't we be at least spreading them around our community? Because they really are brain change techniques, and they make you faster, stronger, harder, more. I know it's a Radiohead song, isn't it? More productive. Yeah. Hello, computer. Oh my God, I'm in a Radiohead song. Okay, guys. I probably haven't. I'll probably go back and say, "Oh, damn! I wish I'd said that, and I wish I'd said that." Oh yeah, it has been out there for a long time, to be honest. But I mean, the Lodge Magic is still. I would never even count it out, but it's just I'd be very wary of. Um, it is a group mind, so any dodgy members, you're mingling with their astral stuff. You know what I mean? And the idea of doing it with the robes and stuff, it's very beautiful. But in a large group with strangers and stuff, I would feel very uncomfortable. But maybe that's just me. British people are a bit more uptight uh, than Americans, I've found. Okay, guys, I love you. I really do. Thank you so much for tuning in. I absolutely love you. There is wisdom in disseminating the truth in the proper way and time for those that have eyes to see. Exactly. I mean, there is the formula to know, to will, to dare, but to keep silent. And that keeping silent is not because you want to, it's not a secret as such. It's when you're working magic on yourself, you can't go about telling everybody. I mean, I could tell people that I did this ritual today or I did that ritual today. But if you tell people every single thing you're doing magically, there's no power because it's just being, you're just spreading it out. You've got to hold it in. And I've got a good middle pillar technique that I've kind of worked on because the first one I was doing, I found it hard. Sometimes it's really hard to focus and get everything right. The breathing, the visualization, you know, it's a lot to deal with. And so I've found, because I think this is what he's tried to do. He's tried to give you just the bare bones, so you have to kind of work on it yourself. So with that, I am really tired. I'm going straight back to bed, but I do love you and thank you so much. Honestly, you guys, you mean so much to me, and I do. I mean it. Right, right, guys. I keep saying I'm going, and then I want to say a little bit, but I've got nothing more to say, so blank space. But I'll give you. I'll have to close the ritual as well because I always keep it open. A ritual of love and beauty and peace. Thank you, David. I will, sir. And whatever time it is there, I think it's pretty much all Americans tonight. I notice my analytics are way more American than they are British. So God love America. You always were more forward thinking than us stupid British people. I'm Scottish anyway. Night, Lisa. Night, Speculum. Raksha, David. Alistair. Thosis Gnosis. to you all. Saroth. Blessings. Night, people. See you soon.